Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show. Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning, Dopey, our deep yet ultimately shallow dive into the daily reflections. YouTube demonetized all of our videos. Our videos are like religious videos, and they've demonetized it because the content is too risque. You couldn't have less risque content than Good Morning, Dopey. Maybe these lights aren't good. You guys ready for DopeyCon? DopeyCon is coming. This is not good lighting. DopeyCon is coming October 1st. Who's ready? Good morning, Dopey. DopeyCon, October 1st in New York City. DopeyCon 3, NYC, free to be you and me. All right, today is April 30th, a great paradox. These legacies of suffering and of recovery are easily passed among alcoholics one to the other. This is our gift from God. I don't know how this, it's like, how could this not be acceptable content? This is our gift from God, and its bestowal upon others like us is the one aim that today animates AAs all around the globe. The great paradox of AA is that I cannot keep the precious gift of sobriety unless I give it away. My primary purpose is to stay sober. In AA, I have no other goal, and the importance of this is a matter of life or death for me. If I veer from this purpose, I lose. But AA is not only for me, it is for the alcoholic who still suffers. The legions of recovering alcoholics stay sober by sharing with fellow alcoholics. The way to my recovery is to show others in AA that when I share with them, we both grow in the grace of the higher power, and both of us are on the road to a happy destiny. I swear to God, if you went back in time and told me that I was going to be reading things like this and deciphering them on YouTube, I would think that I've died and I'm living in some weird alternate reality. But I'll tell you a little story. Recently, I went to my meeting and we did a big book reading and we read Bill's story. And in Bill's story, I'm going to tell you something about myself that's kind of not great, which is that I always kind of I wouldn't say I frowned on people who did service, but I kind of was annoyed by people who did service, and I kind of resented them for being like a do-gooder and for, they are so great that they did service. I mean, because I'm broken and sick inside. But if you read Bill's story, he talks about doing service to keep himself from using, to keep himself from feeling badly. So the service is part of his recovery. And that's the paradox, that he gives it away in order to receive it. And the legions of recovering addicts stay sober by sharing with fellow alcoholics. So that's the greatest cliche going right now is we drink alone, but we get high together. No, we drink alone, but we get sober together. And a lot of people drink together. And some people get sober alone. But I think when you're part of a group getting sober, it creates a beautiful, magical thing. And that is the great paradox of this, the great paradox of April 30th. Please leave comments. I hope you're enjoying Good Morning, Dopey. I hope you've been well. And we'll see you tomorrow. Dopey.